There's no doubt that the more powerful China becomes, the greater the danger that its leadership will want to project hegemony globally. But having said that, I haven't seen any signs of that so far. What I do see is a China that wants to establish the safety of its supply chains, the safety of its trade roads and routes, the new Silk Road and so on, that it wants to be reliant on soft power. I've not seen the Chinese in any jurisdiction try to undermine governments, overthrow governments, do what the CIA has been doing since time immemorial, in this country too, in Greece. And therefore, there seems to be a self-restraint coming from Beijing that we need to appreciate. Of course, let me put it this way. I don't think there is any government, any country I know of, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United States for that matter, that would be so self-restrained when it comes to exercising the power that they have.
My experience with the Chinese, and I negotiated with them a deal that was monographed but never in the end signed, which would have been absolutely astonishingly good for Greece, tells me that they are immensely self-serving, as they would, but at the same time they have a quality that we need in Southern Europe. Actually, I think everybody needs to have foreign direct investment by patient investors. They're patient investors. They don't come in to grab an asset for speculative purposes. They come in order to create a base on which to build and build and build, and their horizon. So they are very keen to get seriously down to business with you if you are also keen to do this. Now, the aside to this is that this didn't go through because Berlin intervened and sent a message to Beijing: don't deal with the Greeks until they sign our MOU. But this is a sad story for the European.
That's a very sad story.
We needed the technology as well. This is not just money. If you throw money at Greece, Europe has been throwing money at Greece for many years. What Europe has not done with Greece is to do what the Chinese were prepared to do, to come there with their workers, with their engineers, and actually do some serious work. When you talk about patience with the Greeks, you adopt a paternalistic language which is inimical to the sense of solidarity amongst Europeans. The sense that the Greeks are the spoiled brats who have been overspending and who are lazy. I know lots of Greeks who are like that, but I know lots of Germans as well. All the bankers in Frankfurt should have been imprisoned as a result of what they've been doing against your own nation. Do you want us to start talking about our patience with the Frankfurt bankers? We can. But this is toxic discussion. It's about time Europe and Europeans we turn a page and we address our problems as common problems, not as problems that one nation has with another nation.
I've been very concerned lately about China. They're in Africa. They're lending money to countries to build ports and different infrastructure.
To build what?
Port,
and harbors. What's wrong with that?
And because
countries that need ports get ports.
But they're making people dependent on. I know it's the same thing that we've done, which is horrible around the world.
They are far more humanistic than the United States ever was.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. So
let me give you an example. Of course, they are peddling for influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are non-interventionist. Absolutely non-interventionist in a way that Europeans, the West, has never managed to fathom. The Chinese never asked Apple to go to Shenzhen and produce all the iPhones. It was Steve Jobs that decided that. Yeah? Mm-hmm. It was not China that went to Washington, D.C. and demanded that they buy a third of your national debt. If they hadn't bought it, you would be in serious trouble. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number three, if in 2008 China had not cranked up their credit bubble, you would be in a new Great Depression now. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the influence of China outside its borders, I have to say, firstly, it's quite remarkable that they don't seem to have any military ambitions. Instead of going into Africa with troops, colonially, destroying the country, killing people like the West has done for the last 100 years, what they did was they went to Addis Ababa, And they said to the government, we would like, we can see you have problems with your infrastructure. We would like to build some new airports, upgrade your railway system, create a telephone system, and rebuild your roads. And we'll do this all for free. No strings attached. We don't want anything from you. And they did. Why did they do it? Because this is soft power.